Good morning. This is Maurice from Book Studio 16, and we're here with one of our absolute favorite teams, Library Love Fest.
Heyo!
Introduce yourselves, please.
Hey y'all, this is Chris Connolly. I'm the Library Marketing Coordinator.
I'm Virginia Stanley, Director of Library Marketing.
And I'm Amanda Roundtree. And we are here today with a very special gathering of titles. This is our Mysteries and Munchies edition, where we are going to pull together a couple of the great mystery books that are coming out. These authors are going to be debuts, but they're also going to be authors that you love and know. And we are also going to talk about cookbooks that we think are awesome.
And we encourage you to ask the team questions. Tell us where you're watching from. Make some comments. We love to hear from you. So let's start.
Okay, I'm going to kick us off with the Munchies portion of our little thing here with The Dude Diet by Serena Wolf. And this really drew me because I am seriously a dude at heart. This cookbook is for people, like the subtitle is Clean-ish Food for People Who Like to Eat Dirty. And I eat dirty, and it's really kind of embarrassing. But this is for people, who's gonna like grab a Pop-Tart on the way out of your apartment in the morning rather than actually cooking something. This is gonna kind of get you in the mood for healthier things. It's easy nutrition for like lazy people like me, basically. And it's really great because she has so many different like categories. So you got breakfast, you've got classics, game day eats, which is what I prepared today, perfect for this season. On the grill, serious salads, takeout favorites, sexy sides, back pocket recipes, chronic cocktails, woo, we love those, and sweetness. So it's just a lot of great stuff in here, and I'm very excited to start cooking and being healthy, and it's really great. But the exciting thing that we did for you today is we actually cooked the things from these cookbooks, and I cooked the buffalo chicken tenders with yogurt ranch. So super easy. I did it all last night, so it's not going to be the most legitimate since we had to bring it in this morning. But we'll see how it goes.
Robin Bierbauer, she says, "Hey guys, since it's only 7:30 freaking a.m. in the West, I'm watching while wearing my pajamas." Thank you so much for watching, Robin.
Oh, yay, Robin!
Love her.
And you're going to show us these?
Yes. So these are my chicken tenders. And basically all you had to do... sorry, this is a bit of a mess. The first step was making this yogurt ranch. And it starts with a Greek yogurt. And then you put all the different spices in there. And then you actually marinate the chicken in the yogurt ranch sauce.
How long did that take?
You only marinate it for about 30 minutes, which is great because it's supposed to be like easy and fast. And so you do that, and then you
good.
It does smell really good. And then you bread it in panko crumbs.
Ooh.
And then if you follow directions, you're supposed to heat up the sauce and dip it in there and then serve immediately, which is not what we're going to do. But I heated up the sauce, and now we are going to drizzle over my chicken tenders.
And you don't have to be a dude to eat it.
No, Lord no. I think we all identify as dudes at this table here. It's just nutritious food for people who, like she said, like to eat dirty. And that is me. Like, who doesn't love a buffalo chicken tender? Like, this is supposed to be kind of an alternative to chicken wings. Like, this is part of the game day eats. And so instead of, scarfing down a million chicken wings.
And there's a lot of these delicious recipes in this book.
Oh, absolutely.
And what does eating dirty mean? We're very intrigued.
It's just like having a lot of like processed sugars in there and like a lot of red meat like that. Like if you just picture a dude in your head, I think you can kind of imagine what a lot of this is. And it's just like overeating and that kind of stuff. So this is supposed to teach you portion control, substituting better sugars for the processed sugars, weaning you off of the sugars, and having you cook better things to get rid of the dad bod, pretty much. Avoiding the dad bod is...
Dad bod.
Right now.
Yes. So...
All right, so people are starting to tune in, ask us questions, let us know where you're watching from. Are you guys going to try those?
Yes,
Should we?
we are going to
Yeah.
eat. I'm going to eat. You guys may not trust me enough.
That
Where
looks
are the
so much better
forks?
than my kale salad that's waiting for me later today.
Here you go,
So
Lovey.
let's see.
Here she goes. She's diving in.
I don't know. This is scary.
No, it's gonna
so
be
like
great.
I am not a cook, which I think is kind of the whole point of this is that this was not supposed to be intimidating for me, and it really wasn't. It was super easy, and so I don't know. We'll see. I'll dip it in.
All right, here we go. Harper Academic says looks delicious. Thank you.
What's the verdict?
Not bad.
Not bad. You learned it today.
Hey.
Not bad.
Yeah?
And for something that I cooked to not be bad is a good thing.
Yay!
Right.
Good
That-
going.
All thanks to the Dude Diet by Serena Wolf. All dudes out there, dive in, and you get like buffalo chicken tenders.
All
So
right.
there we go. That's my munchies portion of today.
I think that's fantastic. I want to try it later.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when Amanda was going through this and showing us this stuff, I mean, it looked like it really, really easy to do, and it looked really delicious, and a slant of the healthy in there. So, and as she said, the three of us, you know, neither one of us can find our way into or out of the kitchen to do anything other than to make a sandwich. So that's very encouraging. I'm going to try something out of that diet.
Yeah, definitely.
Food diet cookbook.
And Liz
No problem.
Parsons, she says looks good.
Thank you.
Hold it up.
Well, lion.
Can you see it?
I don't know. Can you see it?
Can you see it?
They're gonna slide right off the plate.
Don't you worry.
Chicken tenders
Ooh.
with
Bark.
yogurt ranch and panko crumbs and Frank's Red Hot Wing Buffalo sauce. I probably didn't say that right, but that is in the instructions. It's very particular about the hot sauce.
Interesting.
So
How hot is
there you
it?
go.
How hot is
It
it?
actually is quite quite toasty.
Is it?
Now. So
Well, then-
Nice way to put it.
Well, then
that
maybe.
goes straight
That's-
into what you're gonna say.
Oh, well.
do you got for me?
Yeah, it looks like you need something to wash that down, right?
I do.
Well, we have just a thing. So, we have
Oh.
kind of a big book coming out here, March, right? Yes, March. And it's Tangerine by Christine Mangan. And to celebrate, we have some drink recipes. Specifically, we're going to make a gin martini. Very simple recipe. I don't know if you folks at home can see it. We'll send it out. It takes a quarter of a fluid ounce of dry vermouth, 2.5 fluid ounces of gin, 3 or 4 ice cubes, and 1 strip of lemon peel. We're serving 3 people though, so we're gonna wing the portion slightly.
Pick it up a
But
notch.
the ice is already in there. Gin, that looks like a responsible amount
Yeah, throw it
for 3 people.
Well,
so
you do have a shot glass.
Oh.
But that's okay.
Yeah, we'll use that for
For tomorrow's breakfast.
yeah. There we go. Vermouth. Here we are.
Okay.
Precision here. Okay. So that's all we need there. Ice is already
that's
in.
that.
We have our
That's it.
friendly penguin. Do a little shake.
It's not cracking it.
Echo Books is watching, by the way.
Who's watching?
Echo Books, Miriam Parker.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
hey Miriam. All right. So here it is again.
Oh, dear me.
And now the best part. Let's give it a
This
taste test.
sucker's got crack in it, so we'll have to be careful. Let's do the 2 glasses, I think.
2 glasses.
Well, it's just got
okay.
crack in it. I
You
don't
can
know.
share.
Okay.
And
We have about 80 people watching live now.
Oh.
Keep asking those questions. Let us know where you're from.
I think it'll leak if we do this.
let's see. All right, and then you have to apply a little lemon around the rim. And then garnish.
I think you guys should have it since you like tag teamed on the chicken
All
tenders
right.
and the
Yeah,
and the
Amanda, I
hooch.
think you most of
Okay.
all.
There you go.
I need
Let's
to
see
calm
what
the
it's-
Oh,
fire.
Well,
Okay,
to
cheers.
tangerine.
Cheers to tangerine. Which Virginia will be talking about very shortly to give you the lowdown
How is it?
on why we're so excited. How is it? Strong?
Very strong.
Somebody get her an ambulance. All right. Between the hot sauce and the gin,
Ah, yeah.
nice. Okay, so I'll tell you about Tangerine, which is a huge book for Echo, which is an imprint, as you know, of HarperCollins, and it's set in Tangier in 1956, and it's about this woman, Alice Shipley, who moves there with her husband to get away from something that happened in the past. And her best friend from college, something has happened with these two, and they've gone their separate ways. But her best friend, Lucy Mason, shows up unexpectedly and dredges up the past. And then all this great, delicious psychological warfare begins. I won't tell you more than that. What I will tell you is that it is so atmospheric. It reminded me of Carol. These two have this very tight relationship. The author has a PhD in Gothic British literature, so you can see sort of her influences there. It's also got the sophistication of Amor Towles. This is a really big book for us. It's about female friendships. It's a psychological power struggle at this beautiful locale. It's so atmospheric and wonderful. George Clooney's Smokehouse Pictures has snagged it, and Scarlett Johansson is attached to star in it. So I'm not joking when I'm telling you this thing is really going to be big. It's a huge book for us. Huge in-house praise, out-house praise. Well, not outhouse. I mean, people aren't in an outhouse praising it, but out of house, I suppose. One of whom is Joyce Carol Oates, who says the following: as if Donna Tartt, Gillian Flynn, and Patricia Highsmith had collaborated in a screenplay to be filmed by Hitchcock, suspenseful and atmospheric. Hello. So please watch out for Tangerine by Christine Mangan. This is a really big book for us, and the gin is featured. It's really great because right in the beginning, when you see the old roommate show up, and she meets her, her former roommate and her husband, and there's already tension. This is all I'm going to tell you. And so they meet, and it's hot, and it's this beautiful atmosphere. And they make her a drink, and it's a gin martini, which is why we're drinking that. Well, they are. They're getting drunk, and I'm not. Anyway, Tangerine, so good.
Yeah, I read
Beautiful.
that one too, and I cannot agree more with what you were saying about the atmosphere. Like, you can smell all the spices in the markets, you can feel the heat and the sun, and like the wind and the waves. Like, it's you are totally there.
Yeah.
In Tangier, it's so great, very good.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
And this is the jacket is. This is Susie Parker in Morocco in 1953. That beautiful model. Isn't that great? Okay, next. What are we talking about?
All right, so we're here at Library Love Fest. They're talking munchies and mysteries. Ask them questions. Let us know where you're watching from. All right, what's next?
Whatever.
Need dessert?
No, let's talk some more books.
Talk more books?
Yeah.
Do another mystery.
Okay, let's
Can't go
see.
too munchy heavy.
Still
Not yet,
digesting
anyway.
the wings.
Yeah.
All right, you go.
All right.
Sunny.
So, we have a novel by David Mamet. Yes, that David Mamet. This is Chicago. So, great jacket that was just unveiled. This is coming in February. So, David Mamet, he hasn't written a novel in over 2 decades, but he's revered. He's known for being the screenwriter of The Untouchables, which was an Oscar-nominated film. And he also wrote the Pulitzer Prize-winning play Glengarry Glen Ross. So he's a big deal, and he has a very, very strong voice that is very unique to him. Like, you know when you're reading David Mamet, and this is that novel. And it takes place in Chicago, his hometown, and it's this gritty kind of Prohibition-era story about this reporter. He's actually a big deal at the Chicago Tribune. And he falls in love with a woman he shouldn't have fallen in love with. And this young woman ends up being killed. And this starts this kind of chase and this kind of power play between this reporter and those who are involved with it. It's very noirish, very kind of like gangster. Al Capone makes an appearance. But there's all these very rich characters, and it hits that sweet spot between kind of literary and commercial. I mean, it's very forward-moving, action-packed, but it's also very contemplative, and it's considering kind of masculinity, honor, deceit, betrayal. It's just so good. So I think some great comps are Dennis Lehane, James Ellroy, Walter Mosley, and Richard Price. Again, this has been a long time coming. This is kind of the big novel. It's David Mamet. So we're so excited about it. Again, this is coming February. And I think we actually just recently received... It's actually available on Edelweiss, so you can download it, and we are waiting on galleys, but if any of you are interested, just let me know, and I'll hook you up.
So we have somebody watching from Connecticut. We have people watching from Europe. There's
Oh,
over 100 people watching us live.
Where in Europe? What's
She
the
just
temperature?
says good evening from Europe. Let us know what the temperature is, as Virginia Stanley has requested.
I want to know.
She wants to know. Okay, what do we have next?
Who wants to go next?
Okay, I recovered from my wings, I think. Excuse me. And I want to talk about Alifair Burke. You're probably familiar with her. Most recently, she excuse me. Her most recent book is The X, which got a starred review from Library Journal. It was an Amazon Best Mystery of the Month. It was a Boston Globe Best Book of the Year. It was nominated for an Edgar Award for Best Novel. I could go on. It is about a defense lawyer who agrees to help an old boyfriend, but kind of starts to think she's being manipulated in turn. So this was a while ago, but this was actually the first Alifair Burke novel that I have read, and I loved it. So I was super excited when The Wife was revealed to us, as they say. Not really, I kind of made that up. Anyway, so The Wife is about a wife who must decide if she is going to stand with her husband, who has been accused of sexually assaulting an intern at his office. And so she can either stand with him and kind of go down with him, or is she going to distance herself? And so that spotlight is going to uncover some stuff in her past that she really does not want to go out there. So she's going to have some choices that she's going to have to make. So this is a standalone. It's got that great domestic suspense twist with sort of a real life hook. I think there are a lot of stories about wives who have to decide what they're going to do when their husbands get in trouble. And if you've read her, you know that she does great, strong, savvy female characters. But I really enjoyed the law aspect that she throws in there too. Alifair Burke is actually a former prosecutor, and she teaches criminal law now. So she really, really knows what she's doing. And she also, in this novel, works in the detective side of things with evidence forms and great procedural aspect to it. So definitely give this a try. The Wife by Alifair Burke. She is amazing. I know, I was just talking to Marissa, the voice in your ear, and she's a big fan too, so definitely try her if you haven't already, and get excited if you know and love her.
I love Alifair Burke. And Liz Parsons from Lawrence County Public Library in Louisa, Kentucky is watching.
Awesome.
Hello.
Yes. Do we have other food that we're going to eat? What's going
We
on?
are. I'm going to talk about one book, and then I'll get myself ready
Okay.
to prepare something.
Sounds
A
good.
flambe. Just kidding. Okay, I'm going to talk about Sunburn by Laura Lippman. I'm so excited. I love this book. It is so good. It's
Loves
so
it so much
good.
she breaks into song.
I do. I break into song. As I was saying over the summer when I read this, it's the only Sunburn I do want. I think we talked about this last time, but we weren't allowed to show the cover. But there was a cover reveal, so now I can show it. And before I go any further, I just need to tell you that next week, is it Wednesday? I don't remember. I'll let you know later. You can check it out on Facebook on our Library Love Fest. I'm doing an interview with Laura Lippman live, so we'll get you all that info. But this is a standalone. It's received a starred review from Booklist, and it just received a starred review from Library Journal, and rightly so because it's amazing. This is a standalone, and it is it's modern noir. Get ready to hear that a lot when you hear about this book, because that's what they're calling it, and that's what it is. It's about this woman who, it takes place in Delaware and Baltimore, and it's really centers on these two people. This woman who just kind of checks out of her life, like literally gets up and walks away from her husband and kid, and takes off. They're having a vacation, and she gets in her car and she goes and she drives and she pulls into this bar, and she finds a guy sitting there, and they're very cat and mouse, and she's just checking out of that life and starting a new life, and something's obviously going on, and there's something obviously going on with him too, what was that? That was music from the heavens saying, read this book. And so you know that something's going on, and it gets very steamy. It's this is Laura's tip of the hat to James Cain's masterpieces, The Postman Always Rings Twice, Double Indemnity, Mildred Pierce. It's in that vein. And I love reading this, and now I'm rereading it because I want to do this really great interview with Laura, and I just love the prose in this book because it's so good. She says things like when she writes about the man who's meeting the woman, and he says, sure, she gives off a prim vibe, but those are the ones you have to watch out for. I'm reading the whole thing now like this, like a black and white movie. It's amazing. So there's a murder. It's not hot. It's a little bit of a steamy romance, but at the heart of this, something's gone wrong. Somebody dies. lots of lies and lots of wariness and a big dance with these two until you find out what's going on, and you can't see what's going on until you read it till the very end. I just want to read a couple of really quotes really quickly. Library Journal, so they gave it a starred review just the other day, and they say, just try to read this fantastic standalone from the creator of the Tess Monahan series slowly. Modern noir at its best, it will delight old movie lovers, satisfy suspense readers, and reward Lippman's legions of fans. This is the one, you guys. This is so good. It delivers on every level. I love this book. That Sunburn. It's the only sunburn you're ever going to want. Why don't they take any of my suggestions for tags?
Okay, we found out the temperature.
Oh,
It's 57 degrees out. Where in Europe, I'm not sure.
okay.
And she says she likes, if you could turn some of the book spines out to the camera so they can see all of the books that you guys have, because people are really excited to see what you guys have going on.
Okay.
Caroline Zimatori wants to see you guys. So she says nice work.
Ah.
And
It's gonna be a spoiler.
we're with Library Love Fest. They're talking about mysteries. They're making us food.
Yes.
Please ask questions. Tell us where you're watching from. All right, guys, what's next?
I don't know. I can
Ah.
talk about Sunburn for forever, but I'll be quiet. Somebody else go, and then I'll make something.
More noir.
Let's
Yeah.
just keep going.
More
yeah.
noir with, and that's actually not a pun, but it works because I have Christopher Moore noir.
So
What?
funny.
More noir.
I love that.
Right? So the jacket for this is going to be unveiled soon, but it's not, so I can't show it to you. But rest assured, it's awesome. So
You've
look
seen
forward
it.
to
It's
that.
amazing.
Yeah, it's so good. And this is also somewhat of a departure for Christopher Moore. This is, as you might have guessed, a very noirish novel, but it really takes all those tropes and kind of turns it up to 11, as Christopher Moore will do. It's very madcap, zany. I like this comp here. It says, think Raymond Chandler meets Damon Runyon with more than a dash of Bugs Bunny and the Looney Tunes All-Stars. That's Christopher Moore's take on noir. And in this case, it takes place in San Francisco, 1947. Tons of just really interesting, some crazy characters, but it really follows this kind of greasy, can get anything done bartender, Sammy Two Toes Tiffin. Sammy Two Toes Tiffin. I'm bad at pronunciation today. But he's a bartender and runs into this dame that really catches his eye. But before we can really let anything develop, he's swept up into these really grand schemes. There's this army general who becomes looking for him. This is in the midst of Roswell, so Christopher Moore will take that and kind of expand it and use it in the story in ways you would never imagine. But one of Sammy Two Toes Tiffin's schemes goes wrong, and this young woman that he's infatuated with goes missing. And so he has to kind of get to the bottom of what happened to her and how he can save her. So it's hilarious. Again, the voice is just so rich and just very unique to Christopher Moore. You'll know him. I should just give a brief introduction from novels such as Secondhand Souls and The Serpent of Venice. I mean, he's sold millions and millions of copies of his books worldwide. He has a really strong following, and I think this will really delight fans of his previous novels, of which there are many. But it's also a great place to dive in for anyone new looking for more noir. So
More noir.
And this is coming in April.
Another question from Europe. He says, what's up with all the noir novels? Is this a new trend?
It is for us today.
Because it's mysteries and munchies.
Heyo. All right, may I go?
Yeah.
How are we doing?
Doing
Are
great.
people still interested?
You got 87 people watching live with us.
Fine. We'll
Continue
take
to tell us where you're watching from. Ask us questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay. So next I'm going to talk about, this is not a mystery, but this is a munchie. And Patricia Heaton from Everybody Loves Raymond and The Middle and her show, Patricia Heaton Parties. Everybody loves Patricia's book, which is coming out in February. But I was able to snag some pages and make a little something for you. So this is a great, these are super simple recipes. But again, they have a fun flair twist to them. They're not, she's got really, really delicious looking things in here. a spaghetti bolognese and a shortcut paella, which I really want to try, and her party punch. So she does drinks, and it's a really fun book. So she does everything about parties and about main meals. She's a mother of 4, and she grew up in Cleveland in the '60s, and her mother. Her mother was a big fan of Julia Child, and so she sort of so she made a lot of those standard things her mom did, but she grew up with good food, but also she had a budget, and so this book is some standard foods with a little bit of a twist, and I found that I'm an idiot in the kitchen, and I was able to do this. So what I'm making, and I'm allowed to show this page, which now has tons of gunk all over it. These are apple pie muffins. So what could be more delicious than that? What? You want me to?
Let's see.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you were like, you're crazy. You should tell me to turn it over. Apple pie muffins. Doesn't that look so good?
Delicious.
Okay, so I made them, and super easy. Takes a little time. You got to take a couple of Granny Smith apples, peel them, chop them up, put them in a skillet with some brown sugar and cinnamon. So I'm thinking like, well, where's the butter? But no, there isn't any because there's water in the apples, and so you just leave that there for 5 minutes. Next thing you know, your house smells like you know what you're doing. So a couple are missing because we had to try them at home. And but they came out pretty good. So what you do is it's brown sugar and cinnamon and then flour. So you make this batter and all this stuff. But check it out. Check that out. The fire department.
So that's later.
Yeah, sure. The fire department did not come to the house. My oven is turned on literally once a year. So trust me, I did this, and we're alive. So what I'm going to do here is make the glaze, which goes over it. So I had to borrow a sifter from my neighbor because why would I have one? So the glaze, we thought we'd all make our things at home, and then like Amanda did with the little drizzle. I'm gonna do a drizzle. So you take confectioner sugar. Can you hold that, Lovins?
Amanda, do you mind moving those books so we can see?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Actually,
And
you
Golda
put the
says
bowl.
hello.
Put the
Golda says hello.
Oh, hi, Golda. All right. So this is a sifter. Who knew? All right. So you put this, and I swear this is confectioner sugar. If I was stopped on the subway, I'm sure there'd be questions. But it's confectioner sugar, and you put that in there, and the sifter. To quote Curly from the Three Stooges. All right. So then you sift this stuff, but what is it? Sugar, right? And then this gets out any of the lumps that are in there, which makes sense, So then that happens.
And this pairs with gin.
Excuse me.
This pairs with gin.
Everything pairs with gin. Okay, now, so that's it. That's all you do, sift that, okay? And then you take 4 teaspoons of water and Is that a teaspoon? Oh yeah, that's a teaspoon, right? Okay, so here we go.
Yeah.
A uno, a two, a tres, a 4. Okay, 4 of those, right? Watch how easy this is. Oh, and a splash of vanilla.
All right. Wait, what do we do now? This goes on top of them?
Excuse me?
This goes on top?
Yeah, you drizzle it.
And you don't have to heat it up.
Nah.
Okay.
It might taste a little vanilla-y now. But that's okay. All right. So,
Looks perfect.
look how
It
nice.
looks very glazy though.
Look how easy that is. 1, 2, 3. Look, I'm making a glaze and I screwed that up. Yet, still, it's easy if you're not on live TV. How does Patricia Heaton do this? I don't know. All right. So that's that. Well, okay. So, and then you just drizzle it. So you let the cupcakes or the muffins, like after you're done, you put them on a wire rack, you let them cool while you prepare the glaze, then you put the glaze on, you let it set for 15 minutes before serving. But this, look how nice this looks. Chris, can you hold it up so that they can see?
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty exciting. It looks almost professional. What do you think?
I think it looks very professional. Did you go out and buy those tins in the supermarket?
At the dollar store. Okay, that one's done.
Consider it glazed.
Consider it glazed.
All right, now what book are we talking about?
We're talking about Patricia. Hang on a sec. I can't do two things at once. This is Patricia Heaton's Food for Family and Friends, 100 Favorite Recipes for a Busy, Happy Life. I can't show you more than this because there's going to be a cover reveal, but I can tell you, sorry it's a mess, I can tell you that look at this picture. I mean, everything in this book is so beautiful. The drinks, the entrees, the appetizers, the desserts, the party stuff. It's so beautifully photographed and it's so achievable. Again, we've never done this before with this cookbook stuff, but honestly, this is so, anybody can do this, but it's not it's special. It's got a little extra something to it. Every one of these recipes in here sounds so delicious and doable. So,
Paige says she wants one.
come on over, Paige.
All right, continue asking the team questions. Library Love Fest.
Okay, does anybody want to try one?
I'll try one.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Paige also
I'm
says
waiting.
everybody loves Patricia.
She seems like, I can't wait to meet her. I hope we get to meet her. And she has a wonderful show on Food Network. It's been